Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. Oh, we're live.
Yes, we are. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm gonna get to the note. All right, I'm good to go because you're doing an intro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I'm good.
Hello and welcome to the Same Person Radio Podcast Radio Show. I am your host, Jude McFarding. Joining me for episode 20, Steven Gervin.
Yo.
Also, Brundan Kufrin.
Hello.
Also, Tioni Brun.
Hola.
Not time for show.
How do you know he's Hispanic?
Week.
Where's the mariachi band at?
For the first time in like ever, I actually planned one of those. Just didn't figure it out when I was like, oh yeah, I got to do that.
I think that's for like the first episode that Tony was on, and then you did that one.
Yeah.
But when you planned it, you just literally took 5 minutes of the podcast to plan. So
True.
Anyway, all right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 20 of Same Person Radio. If you couldn't understand that motherfucker because he was crazy, that was Justin. I am Steven. That is Tony and Brandon. Thank you for listening. If you're on iTunes or anywhere else, please like us and subscribe. We appreciate it. Thanks for listening again. Today we're going to be talking about DC Comics. Actual comics, not like, DC other stuff. Because comics is where it's at. Because we all spend too much money. Brandon was like, I'm not trying to spend money this weekend. And then we went to the comic book shop.
Yeah. I had to buy a couple of comics for this episode.
True.
Like, I'm not trying to spend money, but I'm going to go to the comic shop. I'm like, you liar.
I mean, man, it's not like, it's not like you know.
It doesn't happen.
It's not like you don't have a way to read a bunch of DC comics.
I got a freaking library here now. I just got to sort through them all.
All right, so DC Comics this week. We got some news for you. What else? Justin's going to rant about something.
Mm-hmm.
We got some recommendations. Snake music. Now, let's see, where are we going to start at? All right, DC Comics. Let's start off with what you guys currently follow as far as DC Comics. So I can say that I am probably the one that follows the least amount. Maybe? I don't know. Brandon might follow the least amount.
No, you're not.
At least currently, that's me. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Damn, my list is real small, so that's very upsetting.
It's like your penis.
Yeah, but see, it's full of girth, so it's full of girth. That's
You showed.
true. Very true. All right. So then let's start off, Brandon, with what you actually follow.
As of now, the only thing I am following right now is actually Metal. So the current event that's following Batman and his multi-dimensional evil opposites. So that's all I'm really. I mean, I do plan on getting into certain characters with the rebirths. I just don't know which ones yet. I'm thinking about maybe Nightwing and Flash, but
Flash. No Nightwing. That's my quick theory.
That's your pick.
I'm actually going to stop reading Nightwing. So
yeah, I think in terms of comics, I feel like Flash is probably my go-to for DC Comics, at least. So that'll probably be what I start up next soon.
Well, don't spoil it. We're gonna get into that later. Damn. All right, Justin. Well, let me give you my list since it's so big. So I am also now following Metal because the girl at Third Eye convinced me yesterday to buy Metal. So I actually bought the package, like a pre-purchase of all of Metal. So I'll be following that. I also follow Harley Quinn Rebirth and Suicide Squad Rebirth, mostly because of the movies. And my wife wanted to get the comics, so we started buying the comics.
So when we're talking about the movies, you can't make any mention of
No mention of the
You
movie.
broke the rule. You're dropped.
Shit. No. And then the actual last one, which isn't naturally DC, is Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. It is a DC comic, and that one I do follow. So those are the 4. So only 3 more than Brandon. So damn, you only gotta laugh.
Noobs.
Tony's like puny list. All right, Justin.
So by follow, do we mean that we've actually read any of it yet, or just that I own it and I'm intending to?
No, because just own it.
Just intent. Okay, so now that I'm starting, I actually didn't think about this till right now. Yeah, I got way too many fucking comics. Anyways, so I got Batman. I got Batman All-Star. I've got Titans. I just started that. I got Suicide Squad. I've got Mr. Miracle. I got Metal. I got Nightwing, which I might stop after Metal tie-in just because so far I'm not. It's fine. It's just, I don't need to spend the money on it. And then Flash. What was? I think that's it. I'm gonna say that's it for now.
So how many is that?
That's 8.
That's it?
Hold on. I
As
can
much
actually
as-
pull up my list.
All
I
right.
think I have my comic list on here. So
You do that.
come back
Tony,
to me.
what's your list?
All right. Well, so I'm not gonna give you the whole list because that's a long list. So I'm just gonna give you like the top like 4 or 5 that I read right now, which are Batman, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, Detective Comics, Justice League, and The Flash, and Superman. So those are like the top ones I read now. I think I wrote a list. I was hanging out with Chris and Lexi, and like I think I actually wrote every comic I buy, every DC comic. And I think it's like 30. It's like 25 to 30, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
God.
So
That's
that's
current?
one, yeah. That's that. Yes, I think at the time that was currently.
I forgot one. It was Justice League. That's one I forgot.
Well, hot damn.
Although I'm gonna probably drop, like I said, Nightwing, and I might drop Suicide Squad, and I haven't decided yet. But or not? Did I say Nightwing? Yeah, I said Nightwing.
You all right over there? You stroking out?
Yeah. Well, because Nightwing is in Titans too, and I don't need 2 things with him. And Nightwing's kind of, I don't know. It seems like it's more connected to his new 52 stuff, like when he was like in Spiral and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I need to read it. We'll see. I'll probably end up just keeping it because it's fucking the way it goes.
So I like how we have Brandon, who literally is only following the most current event. And then we have me, who I follow kind of 3 other things other than the current event. Justin's kind of a small to medium tier. And then Tony's like, fuck it. I follow 30 fucking series.
Well, wait till we get to Marvel next week, and then I'll be much better.
Yeah. Mine will also be a lot.
It'll be very inverse.
Right.
Yeah.
You mean reverse?
Very inverse.
Reverse? Inverse?
It'll
Yeah,
be
reverse. Yeah. It'll be
Multiverse?
the opposite.
multiverse.
Hashtag same.
Believers.
I can get behind that. I can get behind that verse.
Yeah, we'll get behind that first.
Literally.
Good God. We're going to the bootyverse. All right.
Verse 3 with its own Nicki Minaj booty.
So what so with DC Comics, what do you guys think that they do well overall as an overall kind of comic brand? What do you think they do best?
So far from what I've read, the one thing I feel like the stories are pretty damn well written, and they have good like writing teams. Like they seem to get good teams. But the one thing I like the most is it kind of feels like everything is kind of, and it's great, but it's also horrible for my wallet and makes my wife angry at me. But like they make everything kind of feel connected in a way, and like this character will drop in this comic for like a crossover, and they'll also be like, oh, that character's cool, I'm gonna start following that series. And then that's how Titans happened. Literally also I was just like, oh, I want to know more about this character who's in this thing, so I want to see more about it. So I think they do a good job of making the whole world feel interconnected, like it's one whole world.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and also I think they do. I think they also do like their own like little worlds pretty good too. Like you have Batman, like his little section. Like I think they keep all that very tight and close, very well. Superman, they have his own little thing. You know, I think they kind of keep everybody separated very well, but also when they need to, can kind of bring them all together very well. And also have we're not allowed to talk about the movies, right? But what about?
I mean, you could talk about them. I mean, as long as it's not strictly movie, if as long as it relates to the comics.
No.
This is same person radio. We don't actually do anything right.
Right.
No, I was gonna say like the thing they do very well is their animated stuff and like their TV stuff, and how like all of that stuff is very like true to the actual characters. Like all the Batman cartoons and like the animated series, it keeps close to what DC, what they want Batman to be. So I think they do that stuff very well.
So they take the references to the comics, they take that seriously and try to keep it true to what the writers in the actual comics have, tried to create as far as a character. That's what the animated series. I do like a lot of the animated stuff that they have. I don't read a lot of comics from DC at all, but if the animated series and movies shows, represents the comics very well, then that's good enough for me, pretty much. So, Brandon, do you have any from previous things that you have read since you aren't reading anything currently?
They definitely know how to give people what they like the most. I mean, it definitely seems like they put the best people they possibly can on Batman, which is obviously their cash cow. So, like, I mean, was it Scott Snyder during the New 52 is probably the best thing I've ever read for DC. And then now they have Tom King, who's still continuing that pretty good storytelling for Batman as well. So yeah, they definitely know how to keep all the Batman lovers happy.
Yeah. Well, I think overall Batman, I don't know if you guys would agree, Batman's probably the most popular comic book character in all of comic books, really. I mean, even with Marvel, I would think, as a Marvel fan, it hurts me to say, but like I'm drinking out of a Batman cup. Like that's
you got to think about it. He has technically 3 series just to him, because he has Batman, All-Star Batman, and then Detective Comics is basically Batman too. So, and like, not to mention like Justice League and Trinity and Justice League of America. Like there's 6 comics right there that he's kind of like one of the stars of. So like 6 comics, one person.
Yeah. I think at one point, if you took like all of the Bat family stuff, I think there's like maybe 10 or 12 comics like in that family. Like if you took like Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, you take all that, like just the whole Batman mythology like takes up a lot of DC when you really think about it.
Yeah, that's one thing I think, not reading a lot of comics from it, but from DC is they do characters very well, I feel like, and making characters likable and popular. Obviously Batman's one of them, but like another one again in the Batman universe is Harley Quinn. Like they do a lot with her to make her super popular. Like, so I follow her Rebirth one, but then I also got all of her Little Black Book series, and that one was pretty good to me. I thought it was really funny. And like, they did a pretty good job with that. So I think they do a good job with making characters, like having individual characters be the story. I guess like you were saying, the stories behind them is pretty good. So that's one thing that I, from my minimal perspective, that they do well overall. But
I also think they have very good. Oh, sorry, Steven, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I also think that they also do their villains very well.
Yes,
I feel like all of the main superheroes, they have like a very recognizable villain, or at least a very recognizable set of villains. Whereas I think Marvel, that's something they could do, but they have that too. But I feel like the DC ones are more recognizable and more like it's the ratio of a superhero to villains that people know is a lot higher.
If you were to ask somebody who are Batman's villains, they could name you 3 or 4. But if you go up and say who's Captain America's villains, it's
Red Skull,
You
and
plus Red Skull.
maybe
Yes,
Zemo.
we know. But if you go up to a non-comic
Right,
reader and
yeah.
say, "Give me a Batman villain," they'll be like, "Penguin, Two-Face, Poison
Joker.
Ivy, Joker." Like I was trying to save Joker for the end because but like yeah. So and then if you just go up and So I agree with you. I think they do villains pretty well.
Mhm.
But now on the flip side of that, with what they do well, what don't they do very well that you think they need to improve? Don't be
Taking all my
biased.
money.
Wait, what you say?
I said stop taking all my money.
I mean, is there anything that you can think of that they need to improve?
There is one thing that always bothers me. Oh, I don't know if
Okay.
it's like changed. I don't know if it's changed now because I haven't bought any recently. But like their trades, it used to take a long time for the trades to come out. Because I always used to remember like Marvel's trades, like once 6 issues were done, like maybe like within a month, that trade would be out. And I feel like DC is like you're gonna have to wait like almost a year, 6 months to a year for the trades to come out. So I haven't kept up current to that part, but that's something that I always felt like they needed to improve
Yeah, that's
on.
definitely true. Because actually, I just got into Titans, and I ended up just buying the back issues, even though it was going to be a little bit more money, because I didn't want to wait till end of October, to get the second trade. Like I read the first trade; it was on Hoopla for free, so I read that. And I was like, okay, I like this enough. I'm going to read this. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, oh well, shit. And then like the other thing is like, there's a big crossover event with Deathstroke and Teen Titans for Titans called the Lazarus contract or Lazarus contract. That doesn't come out till the end of November. But I'm like, oh fuck, now I gotta buy a Deathstroke comic and I gotta buy a Teen Titans comic so I can read this whole fucking arc once I get to that point. But I guess that's the kind of like it's cool that they have those crossovers, but they also have a lot of those. I kind of feel like so. I guess that would be something to improve a little bit. But I mean, that's cool though when other characters are in other things, and that makes the world feel like the one thing I liked. But it does sometimes suck when you're like, oh, this thing's crossing over with two things I don't read. Oh, I'm going to have to buy 2 comics for different series and hope to God I don't like the comic enough to be like, oh, this character's really cool. I want to read the whole thing. That's the whole reason I bet you they do it. So
I actually I had to do that with Marvel with the Weapons of Mutant Destruction. I had to buy some I think it was Weapon X. I had to buy like
Weapon X.
Yeah. So I haven't read it yet, but I'm hoping it's not like, man, this is really good. Now I'm gonna have to go back and buy all of the Weapon X's.
I've been trying so hard to avoid that one. Not that we're talking about Marvel, but I was like, oh, the Hulk with Wolverine claws. Oh, okay, cool. I'm in.
Yeah.
That literally stay away from it for now.
I walked in and it was like, this is a Hulk with Wolverine claws. That okay, this is bought. It's like, we're done.
That's like me with Deadpool and Spider-Man Deadpool this week, and I was like, I'm just gonna start reading those. I just bought the back issues I needed.
Deadpool's a very dangerous series to pull all the back issues. They're on like 36 right now.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm reading what they have on Unlimited up to that point, and then I got the issues after that, basically. So it was like 30 through, I think 34 is the last one. So
that's not too
bad. The place I go to had a sale this weekend, so I just was like, okay, I'll do this now.
All right, back to DC. What are any other things that they need to improve that you can think of? I mean, I don't read enough to.
I've got something. They need to include free fucking digital versions. Not that I
think they do now.
It's like on some though, because like the Titans one I got have it, but like all my Batman ones don't. It's really weird. And like the All-Star Batmans do. It's like the ones that are like the twice a month, like the $2.99 ones, don't have it. It's if they're $3.99 or more. It's
I think so. You feel like you're getting more for your money. Then I think that's why they probably do it.
Yeah, I mean they just need because Marvel does it with no matter what comic is. Although none of their comics are $2.99. They're a little bit cheaper, which is something I guess they do good. But not that I always like read digitally because I have the physical one. But sometimes if I'm in bed and Melissa's trying to go to bed and it's obviously dark in the room, I can't read a fucking comic book. So I was like, I'll pull up the digital version. I'll just read it there.
Does DC have an app, or do you have to use like Comixology? Or
actually, that's another thing that they do well is they link their digital stuff to Comixology, whereas Marvel you can only do through Marvel's app. So like you can connect it with your DC account with your Amazon account, and then it's on both. It's on DC's app and Amazon or Comixology, which is kind of nice.
Marvel, but their apps are the same, basically.
But yeah, that's one thing I think they need to improve: is just do digital with everything.
Gotcha. That would be I haven't even looked at digital for that.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I have
Go ahead. I've talked this.
I have it's less of an improved thing and more of a request. I wish they would bring back yeah, because DC's obviously listening to this right now. I wish they would bring back their Elseworld like line, which is like where they would take the characters and kind of put them in a different setting. Like Superman Red Sun, where like instead of being found in Kansas, he's found in like the Soviet Union, and like they raise him instead. Or like where Batman is like a vampire, that kind of stuff.
It's like their what if
that kind of stuff back.
kind of stuff.
Yeah,
They actually have one right now. It just started this week.
they do.
Yeah,
one
Nightwing:
is-
The New Order. It's I think a 6-part miniseries. He is superhumans have been outlawed, and he's in charge of killing them all. So he's a bad guy.
Isn't that part of Metal?
No, that's separate.
I was about stuff. Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those elsewhere things where it's like a different. It's not like
What
an-
if,
it's like a different thing, and he's bad, and he's tasked with taking them all, the superheroes out,
Damn,
like a
Tony.
robot Batman army or something.
Damn, Tony, step your DC game up. What the fuck are you doing?
I didn't get Nightwing this week.
Oh.
I actually think I did.
he like owns it. He just doesn't even know it. He's just like, oh hey, I do got that.
Right?
It's like, oh, hey, okay, hey.
Brandon, did you have anything that they needed to approve?
Honestly, I can't really think of anything like, just because I mean,
Brandon thinks
I'm
it's
not
perfect.
really
That's why
onto it.
he ain't got nothing to say. Brandon thinks it's perfect. That's it. That's all it is.
yeah, that's it.
Nah. All right.
Yeah, like I don't know. I kind of wanted to go back to Tony's talk about the villain thing. Like, I feel like a lot of those recognizable villains are all Batman villains. I mean, I know
That's true.
DC
I
is
think you
all
can
about
name-
Batman, but I mean, because like if you think about it, like okay, there's Superman, there's like Lex Luthor, and then like
Brainiac.
Brainiac. Maybe
See how, so here's the thing. If you ask me, and I wouldn't have known, like I know who he is now because of other things, but I wouldn't know that Brainiac is Superman's villain.
right?
Yeah, I wouldn't either, to be honest.
Yeah. So I guess you're right, Brandon. Those all are Batman villains. Like if you like who's
Yeah,
Wonder Woman?
Who's the Flash?
Yeah, the flat like
Like-
you would know.
yeah.
You wouldn't know Zoom.
I think
I would
Ares
know
is-
Zoom
Like,
because
yeah,
of
what?
I would know Zoom because of the TV show. I wouldn't know
Yeah.
Zoom
Okay.
because of the comics. I would know Reverse Flash because of the TV show, not because of the comics.
Well,
Like
Reverse
Green
Flash,
Lantern,
I
I
see a
couldn't
little
tell
more.
you. Oh no, I know Green Lantern. It's Sinestro, but
Yeah,
but that's because I'm reading them now. Like I'm seeing things, and I'm in that world now where I'm on like the Reddits and stuff. Where I'm like, oh, okay, so this guy's this guy. Okay, cool.
But I mean, in we're not to go to Marvel. We're in Marvel kind of the same way. If you take like Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man is the only one who really has the.
Yep.
the-
I was gonna say that.
number-
I don't know. Like, 'cause there's still what? There's like Doctor
You
Doom.
take
Doctor Doom. See, I don't want to get into it because
Well, who's Doctor Doom's villain, really?
what people? He's fantastic.
he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. No, I know, but like he's an Iron Man right now. Like he's the other.
Okay,
Iron
well, then
Man.
there's
Like,
also Magneto. Like he's
okay, yeah, X-Men. If you throw X-Men in, yes, there's actually a bunch of X-Men
Yeah.
villains. You could be like Sabretooth and
But with our normal person, see, it's kind of hard then because when you take the movies, like if you
You have
say
to-
you take the movies out for all this for like DC and Marvel, would people really
true.
know?
yeah.
Probably not.
So it's more like Batman's and
I was-
Spider-Man's
Yeah,
villains
that's
are
I would say. Yeah, they're like,
recognizable.
That's because there's so far 6 Spider-Man movies, or
Yeah.
6 Spider-Man movies, and there's like 30 Batman movies, but
Mhm.
nothing. And then X-Men, there's been 6, so you
Yeah.
can kind of
Mhm.
So
See, so-
if you look
Yeah.
at
Plus the cartoon series from when we're younger. You probably know like Batman animated series is obviously the biggest one from
Right,
DC.
and
exactly.
Spider-Man the animated
Mhm.
series,
And Spider-Man and X-Men animated series. Like so, it's kind of
Mhm.
one of those things. Like, what have they put out of that content?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
how you know. Because obviously, yeah, we don't know Flash because like there's not really been a famous Flash cartoon. Really, I mean, Justice League way back in the day and Super Friends, but
Yeah, and yeah, up until recently, there's only been like a few animated movies for him as well.
Yeah.
So
it's an injustice.
and we're out.
and we're done. We are
All right. Good night. Close this laptop.
motherfucker, good night. It's 10:40 in the morning.
I might go back to sleep.
All right. So what out of everything DC, so not just current, but everything DC, what is your favorite arc that you have read
Hmm.
or are currently reading?
I'll go quick. Mine will be quick. Mine so far is The Flash Speed City. It's like a Speed Force storm hits, and it gives like all the citizens basically the Flash's powers, and it's just kind of a cool thing. How it all wraps up and everything happens. It's kind of I think it's actually like the first arc of the Rebirth series, or it's like the right after the first like few issues. But that was my favorite one I've read. And then Batman Endgame was really good too, from New 52. But I haven't read a whole bunch of the older stuff, so I'm working on it.
So hold on. Did you have favorite arc here you've read? Could that also be like favorite series?
You could do
storyline,
arc with an storyline or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
All right. Cool. Yeah, because this is Did you say shit ain't shit?
I did.
God. All right, Brandon. What's your favorite
mine
series?
It's probably I haven't gone too far back as well. So mine's probably Death of the Family. Just because I feel like, I mean, obviously it's a really good story, but it's also kind of the ones where Batman loses, and I feel like more often than not he's definitely not the one that loses. I mean, obviously, he kind of wins in a way, but it everything kind of falls apart, and Joker definitely is, the one left laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, it's not necessarily one of my favorites, but it's just something it's always kind of stuck out to me. And Tony, if you can help me remember the name of it, it's like it's kind of a retelling of when Dick Grayson first becomes Robin. But basically, there's this one line that kind of sticks out to me because it always reminds me of Christian Bale's Batman. And basically, like, Robin is sitting in the Batmobile with Batman, and while he's kind of talking to him, and he's just describing him as like a Clint Eastwood yelling at him.
It's like All-Star Batman. I think it's All-Star Batman.
It might be that, yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, it might be All-Star
this
Batman.
is the way Robin describes him. It's like Clint Eastwood is yelling at me right now, or something like that. And this is always like stuck out to me because it's exactly kind of what like Christian Bale does when he's in his Batman voice.
Justice.
Yeah.
Swear to me. Good God. All right, Tony, what's your favorite arc / storyline?
My favorite one is Batman: The Long Halloween. It's from the 90s. It was written by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Actually, I have it right here. It's my favorite. I got this. Is how much I like. I have.
This motherfucker got props.
Goddamn right. Like this motherfucker carrot top, black top, chicken top.
No, I'll call you high top.
But
Black top.
Black top. I like it.
About to go play some black hopscotch and blacktop.
Oh,
God damn it.
we should do a segment called "Ballin' with Blacktop."
But
Black comic suggestion of the week.
Right.
God damn it. But no, yeah, this is probably my favorite, The Long Halloween. It was basically like I think it's 12 or 13 issues where each issue's a month and each issue is a holiday of that month. And it's basically about Batman, Harvey Dent, and Commissioner Gordon trying to find this killer called Holiday who's been killing like mob members on each holiday of the month, or each holiday per month. So it's a pretty cool like mystery because you don't know who the killer is until the end. So it's a pretty good story, and this basically retells the origin of like Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face. So it blends like my love for like mobster gangster stuff because it's set like around when the like Falcone and all of them are still around.
Yeah.
So like it's the transition from like the mob to like the villains kind of taking over. So I highly recommend it.
Is that basically what the TV show Gotham is about? I feel like.
Apparently the next season is gonna. I was like trying to refresh myself on it since I haven't read it. Apparently because the last season was season 3, right?
Possibly, I'm not sure.
I think the next season might reference this at some point, like about like how a killer killing people on the holidays and stuff. So, but no, Gotham doesn't do anything with this.
Okay. Oh, I meant I just meant from. I never get off topic, but the TV show. It seemed like it was kind of the mobsters, and then they're kind of were introducing
Yeah.
the villain, like
Yeah,
villain,
okay.
actual villain slowly. That's what I meant.
Okay,
Is
yeah,
like
yeah.
because you mentioned Falcone, and I remember I'm pretty sure he was a character in the first season, and then like
Mhm.
they introduced
Mhm.
Penguin,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
introduced Riddler and things like that. So,
Okay, yeah.
that's what I meant by
In that
that.
sense, yes, you're right. Yeah.
So in my limited reading of DC, the arc that I liked was the Justice League versus Suicide Squad. I thought that was, I just like the idea of that. How basically Batman and is like, why do we need a Task Force X when we have a Justice League and we're basically trying to do the same thing? So and then they obviously go at it. So in my limited, if we count Harley's Little Black Book as one because it was only like 5 or 6 issues. I really like that. That was pretty cool. But
Also, I'll have one more, but it's my recommendation of the week. Boom, 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 boom. Previewing it.
teaser. All right, we're good. Then let's get to news. What the fuck? All right, we're doing news.
News.
Hispanic news. Good
El
God.
news. El Nuzo.
Gold news.
Blacktop ain't shit. All right. News
God
topic
damn it.
1. So on the DC theme, we are going to get an origin movie about Joker from it was Martin Scorsese, right? He's going to be
He's just kind of like
Producer.
Is that- oh, okay, so he's a producer. But either way, we're supposed to be getting an origin movie on Joker. Even though Joker's origin is supposed to be a mystery type thing, right?
Kind of.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes and no, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
the Killing Joke tells the story, but nobody knows if it's true.
right.
Because isn't he like
So-
the red pill?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
the Red Hood.
That's
Yeah.
what's suspended. Like,
The red pill. The
I
red
mean-
pill.
the red pill. I wanted to call him Red Hood, but I'm like, is that actually his name? Because then there's Red Hood. So I'm like, well,
Yeah. That's his. Yeah, that was his name.
is it the Red Hood gang or whatever? Yeah.
So how do you guys
Yeah.
feel about them creating an actual origin movie for the Joker?
I don't like it. I like the fact that he's always been like mysterious, spontaneous, and there's nothing like. Well, I like the spontaneity about him. Like anything you could be telling him is a lie or a truth.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I
Justin?
feel like that'll ruin it, but we'll see.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm kind of like on the middle. Like, I think I'm leaning more enough towards like, than yay. So, I don't know. Same thing, kind of like what Brandon said. It's just, I'm like wondering what it's gonna be. Like, is it gonna be like that when he was part of that bank robbing gang, or they get like
Yeah.
giving him an actual origin in the like? It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's just kind of a weird.
Wasn't there like an actual origin recently, but the DC was like, "Oh, sorry, that wasn't canon. Don't be mad at us," or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because it kind of alluded. Well,
Because
kind
he
of
like had a grandmother or something that was like abusive or something, right?
hmm
yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
And then they kind of like hinted at it in New 52 even for Zero Year, because like the 1st
Mhm.
half of Zero Year, I think Zero City.
It's him.
No, that was
the Red Hood. Zero
yeah,
Year.
yeah, and they kind of like alluded to it in the storylines that was him.
I feel like a cooler movie would be like the daughter of Joker or something like that. Just like see like some type of twisted ass like family.
I'm just wondering what the movie will be, just because I'm like, well, how you? I mean, he's like
Like how much pre-Joker you're gonna
right, like, 'cause he's, like, a
pre-Joker
psychopath. So it's like, how do you? Because usually, like the main character is kind of like the rooting person, like whatever. He's like the person you're rooting for, like in these movies. So it's like, well, how are they gonna do this? Like, how are they gonna? Unless they just make it like a drama or something. Like, I don't even know.
Well, what if? So my thought is they shouldn't even have said that they're making a Joker origin movie. They should have just said Martin Scorsese is producing this movie that's going to be coming out whenever, right? And then it's a movie about bank robbing. Like it's a bank robber movie, and you're like, okay, cool. And then you watch it, and then towards the end, you start picking up hints that it's like, this and this and this, and then it's like, holy shit, that was a Joker movie. Like, or like at the end, you just see a smile. Like that would have been cool. But now you go into it knowing it's all about the Joker. You're like, okay, so this is.
Yeah.
This
The other
is
thing about it is, I feel like they're gonna make make it almost like sentimental towards him.
Right.
Like I don't want to like feel bad for him, and then now it's like why
Make
Right.
it sympathetic. Yeah.
His mom also got shot in a robbery, and you feel
Right.
bad for him now. And then
Mhm.
like that's
I mean, when they did the Killing Joke, it makes him very sympathetic because he's like like he's kind of like a comedian, like he's a loser comedian.
Mhm.
Like, not the spoiler alert, like his like girlfriend's pregnant girlfriend like dies, like gets killed. So they make him sympathetic in that.
spoilers. Damn.
It's still good. Damn. Nobody. Yeah, I don't read it.
That's true.
But I mean, I feel like they should just like. I feel like Martin Scorsese just wants to make a gangster movie. So they're like,
Yeah.
hey, why don't you just add this guy?
But
Right,
they're trying to ride the coattails, or they're trying to hype DC up even more.
Yeah.
Like that's what DC's trying to do. Like,
Mhm.
shit, somebody said Martin Scorsese wants to make a gangster movie. Let's make it a Joker gangster movie.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, if they do something like that, it could very likely be something similar to The Dark Knight. You know,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
like I mean, because like that's kind of Joker's
It's like the
origin story in a
underworld.
way.
It's like the underworld of Dark Knight, basically.
See, now that you
Right.
say that, I wonder if that's why they're doing it. Like, because they're like, Dark Knight is like, a lot of people are like, that's the best Batman movie. So it's
Yeah.
like, maybe like,
Yeah.
well, we'll just do it again, but Batman won't be there.
Right. We'll just make Dark Knight without Batman.
Well, I mean, given like,
Okay, so
the-
is Jared Leto supposed to be in it? I think he is,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So I
He
mean,
is.
it could very possibly just be his rise to power and not his actual origin story.
well,
Because we don't-
he actually
yeah,
is
we
the
don't
Joker
know
already.
Leto's
Yeah,
origin story technically, because he's kind of more like a like he's a gangster.
right.
So
Word dog.
I don't know if I want to see a movie with Joker but no bat. Like, it's weird. Like,
right.
I don't know if I could take a whole movie of him by himself. Like, even a Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay,
Well, see, that's the thing.
this is enough.
If we're gonna see it, I think it would have to be him before he actually is the Joker, because he's gonna be in the was it Gotham Sirens movie, right? With,
Mhm.
Is he?
with yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Well, people are saying that it's a Joker and Harley Quinn movie, but it's called Gotham Sirens.
Well,
Mhm.
So
yeah, and it'll
so
have
he's gonna-
Catwoman and Poison Ivy,
Right.
assumedly. But yeah,
So I don't know. If I feel like if they're gonna have it, it needs to be an actual origin story where you don't see him as the Joker until
Yeah.
towards the end.
like the end. Yeah,
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's move on. Is it my? Yeah. Okay. So here you go. Mindfuck of the week. So on Tuesday, August 29th, The Lion King, the greatest movie ever made, comes back out on Blu-ray from the vault for Disney. So you guys have all watched the movie, right? So you know the stampede scene in
yes.
that movie. So
What's the movie called?
it's called Blacktop.
The Rise of Blacktop.
Rise of Blacktop.
Can we get Mark Scorsese on that?
Right. So the movie came out in the early 90s, and obviously it was all animation. So that stampede scene took them 3 full years to complete, just that scene for the movie. So kind of imagine how long it took to get the movie
Good God.
completely done. It took them 3 years just to do the stampede scene, which is what, maybe 3 to 4 minutes of actual movie time. So
Mhm.
one minute of animation took them 1 year to complete.
Jesus. Could you imagine if it took longer and they like couldn't cast what's his face as young
Oh,
Simba?
like Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's old. Simba.
God damn it, his voice starts to crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want another mind fuck from that movie? I was like 2 weeks ago. I read that Scar and Mufasa aren't actually brothers. Like
They are not.
they are not. They're not
Yes.
brothers. Which I'm
You
like,
guys know that?
what?
Wait, what are
I
they?
didn't know that.
They're just two lions. Because I guess
They're lying.
in like a pride, there's only one male lion.
Mm.
Oh.
So basically, what they said is, I guess it was the writer or the director came out and was like, yeah, they're not brothers. That's yeah. We tried to. I guess there's some little like hint in the movie that they're not brothers,
Mhm.
but I
Well,
forgot what it was.
I'm
I
trying
didn't
to
come
think. Does Mufasa ever call him brother? I know Simba calls him uncle, but that could just be like
Yeah, when Mufasa's hanging there, he's like, Scar, brother, help me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
I mean, it could be like a not to be like
Yo,
you know
my brother.
Some people like, hey, brother, yeah. Hey, my brother.
Help a brother out.
brother.
Are you
brother.
saying that because they're in Africa, Tony? That's racist.
That's racist.
No.
Jesus Christ. Next thing you say they want to go to KFC and get some watermelon.
That's racist.
Oh,
That's racist.
All right.
yeah, y'all didn't know I'm the new villain in the Lion King remake. It just
Oh
it
shit.
says, fuck stars, Blacktop.
Black.
Save me, Blacktop, brother.
Like, Scar does technically have a black top.
Yeah.
True.
God damn it, Brandon.
So wait. So instead of singing evil villain songs, you're gonna rap them?
Yo, Blacktop, raindrop, Blacktop.
Gotta kill the lion pride.
Oh,
Crop
ooh.
top.
There we go. I'll be Blacktop, and then Migos. They'll be the three hyenas. Bam.
That's $1 million idea right there.
Oh my
$1
god.
million. Only gonna be rich.
Good God. All right. News topic number 3 here. So I don't even think that this was still in process, but basically the Gambit movie for the X-Men, basically, with Channing Tatum, is starting over from scratch. It's been like 4 years since they announced it, and they're gonna start over from scratch.
Channing Tatum's gonna be like 40 years old by the time
I know he's gonna lose all his muscles, and he's not even gonna look that good. It should be.
Old man Gambit.
What's funny? A few weeks ago, I saw that this movie was like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a movie. And it's like, oh, it's supposed to come out this year. That's not happening.
Yeah, like 4 years ago, they're like, we're gonna release it in 2017, and then now it's completely starting over from scratch.
Yeah.
So.
It just seems like Fox doesn't know what the hell they want to do with their movies, or what the hell they're doing with their movies.
Right.
See, what I wonder is that if they started making it before Deadpool kind of like
Blew
happened, and then they're just like,
Mhm.
oh, we should do Gambit rated R2 and redo this whole entire script and start
Yeah.
over and do it more like, swearing and
Yeah.
all that type of shit.
Wasn't there a mini series for Marvel Comics where Deadpool and Gambit were together?
I don't know. He's had a lot of Deadpool's had a lot of
Yeah, Deadpool's technically involved with the X-Men.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a comic. Either yeah, it was Deadpool versus Gambit was
Okay.
the series there.
That's why they're
Um,
starting over, because Deadpool 3 is Deadpool versus Gambit.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe they wanted to do it where it's like Gambit is taking place during Deadpool's timeline and
Yep.
not
They're actually trying to build a new timeline. Yeah.
God damn it, Barry! Always fucking up the timeline.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like they
Uh,
need to like just fix put everybody in Deadpool's timeline. Like
I think they just need to cancel everything from Fox, like, because they're talking about doing another Fantastic Four movie after that last garbage movie.
yeah.
They just need to be like, you know what, Marvel, you can have it back, and then you can just eventually do something.
Just put our name.
Just do a Sony.
Yeah. Just
I don't
put
know
our
if-
name in the front, and then
Marvel have room for them?
why not?
Like movies? Like they already have like 3 movies a year for the next what? Like
They gotta-
4
they
years
gotta-
planned.
they got to plan.
Brandon, they
Phase
make
7.
time for Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Huh?
They got to.
You-
Yeah, they got to
they
plan
make-
Phase 7. They would definitely make time for Fantastic Four. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
And the X-Men. They would make them.
I meant like X-Men. Like
So-
in general.
They would.
Yeah, I feel like.
Well,
if they
see,
did.
Brandon, you said there's 3 movies a year, right?
Something like that, right?
Well,
Yeah.
there's 9 other months of the year, so they could just make 9 more movies a year. A movie every month. Just come up with a combination
month. That
constantly.
would be
Good
like,
God.
oh my god.
It would just be
ridiculous.
just actively shooting.
Are these TV series or movies?
Right. Not to
Well,
mention
they're
TV
gonna do
series.
an X-Men like Netflix show, and like you could
Yeah.
literally, if they wanted to, they could literally just be like with everything.
Yeah.
All right. Black Mirror season 4 trailer was released. Justin's hype.
Hype,
Damn, I didn't even get to say hype. You already said hype. Damn.
hype.
Tony's doing his Atlanta dance.
Yeah. It's Black Top Dance.
His blacktop dance.
That's his taunt.
Blacktop.
Teaser, we might do a Black Mirror centric minisode.
Hey,
You gotta give me time to finish watching it though.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Have you even started watching? Brent, have you watched any of it?
I've watched one episode.
Man,
Which one did you
Yes.
watch? The San Junipero?
Yeah.
That's probably the best one, honestly. So
my
far.
shirt's coming in now.
All right. So going back to DC, Blacktop. Going back to DC. So the Batman standalone movie, with Batfleck, it is going to be part of the DC extended universe, but will just be a standalone. So no references. They make references, but no other characters will show up. Maybe Joker.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but here's the weird thing, and I read this earlier, and I don't know if this got corrected or changed, but they said they were casting someone else as Joker in the movie, which I'm like,
Wait, what?
what? Yeah, I know. I read that, like, because there was a lot of things. I forgot what Reddit was. Oh, it was the DC cinematic Reddit. They said that from the one interview, it was like at first it was going to be not part of DCUU, which I was like, whoa, why would you do that? Like, that doesn't make sense. But anyways, but it's like they said there was going to be a different Joker cast for it, which I was like, what? But I don't know how much of that is true, or if that was a rumor, or what the hell's even going on, because it changed every day this week. I feel like it's really confusing.
Well, I mean, they could be trying to backtrack on Jared Leto, because I don't know. I don't like, even though we saw a glimpse of them together, like a very small glimpse in the Suicide Squad. I don't know if those two would like that Joker and that Batman. I don't know.
Or maybe this is like a huge spoiler, and Jared Leto isn't the real Joker.
Yeah,
And
because when
Jason
people like clear out of
yeah, exactly.
back in the day, yeah. I mean, I'm fine with them if they want to cast another Joker. If they could just do it with, like, the Joker changes his look every once
What if
in a
they
while,
got,
so like a different face of him.
Like Jack Nicholson again?
Like, I was going to suggest, like, what if this is like not set during the current? What they meant is that it's not actually set during the current timeline with Justice League and stuff.
They make him young.
It's like further down or
Yeah.
before or something.
Yeah.
So they have to make him an older looking Joker, and it's gonna be,
I'm fine
Well,
with that.
in the comics, there's technically 3 different Jokers, right? Right now, is that canon or no? I thought
I'm behind,
like-
so I can't neither confirm or deny that.
Didn't he do the God of Knowledge thing, and found out there was 3 different Jokers or something like that?
Oh, yes, he did. Yeah, he did. But I don't know if they ever followed up. I can't remember if they followed up on that.
Hey, spoiler alert, Justin. In case you didn't know.
I wasn't even listening. I just zoned down on purpose.
Well, the whole God of Knowledge thing, that's before Rebirth.
That's when the Justice League versus with Darkseid War, where Batman is like
right
on
before,
Metron. He's on the chair. He has all the knowledge and stuff.
Either way, they should just make it all connected. Stupid people. All right, Justin, what's your rant?
Don't park in front of a gas pump if you're not getting gas, you fucking prick. Rant.
So,
And
Literally,
Justin,
why would you park in front of a gas pump if you're not getting gas and there's parking fucking spots?
what if there's not parking?
If there's not, then if you can't find anywhere else to park that's not a gas pump, then fine. But this is a gas station that was pretty big, and there was like tons of spots, and there's like, I'm gonna park here. So then I had to wait because I was in my truck to get gas. I'm like, it takes unleaded, it doesn't take diesel. So I was like sitting there, I'm like, gotta wait for someone to fucking move because this fucking prick. And I could tell he wasn't getting gas because he parked like far enough away from the pump. That was like, you're not getting gas, you're parked there. I saw him go in, and then he brought. I got my chops and candy and drink, and then drove away. And then I was like, "You fucking." This has happened a few times though, so it's like, at first I was like, "Oh man, this is just one asshole." No, there's several of these assholes out there, and they need to be put in a concentration camp.
Damn!
Christ.
God!
Way to be topical. Huh.
Way to be
Oh. Oh.
Whoa!
On that. All right, so Justin has ranted. He's now gotten into not some Nazism with his concentration camp. We're gonna move on to recommendations now.
Look what you made me do. Teaser.
Teaser, that's my recommendation of the week. My recommendation is Taylor Swift's new song, Look What You Made Me Do. I recommend it because I like Taylor Swift, and it is a very catchy song. It is It's a lot darker than all of her other stuff, but I feel like all of her music from when she started to now has been getting darker and more adult-ish. So if you look at like her last album, there's some songs that have a similar sound to what this one does. But it's all about Kim and Kanye. So that was pretty funny.
The next album, she's gonna break up with a black guy. She's gonna date a black guy and break up with him.
It's actually, but then it'll actually be a rap album. So
Jesus Christ. T-Swizzle?
T-Swizzle. Yeah, she already rapped. She rapped with T-Pain.
She can just be Twizzler.
Twizzler?
Wouldn't it? No, it'd be Swizzler. It'd be like Tsunami, but the T is silent.
Jesus Christ.
It's called Swizzler. So that's my recommendation is Taylor Swift's new song, Look What You Made Me Do. Tony.
My recommendation is Sonic Mania. I got it on the Switch. It's available, I think, on all the consoles, Xbox, PS4.
Yes.
I recommend it. It's very good. If you liked old Sonic, it's basically that. And I loved old Sonic on the Genesis. So, done.
Get it.
Buy it.
Blacktop approved.
Yep.
All right, Justin.
My recommendation is something that's not necessarily new, but something I just read finally in my life is watch the comic Watchmen. Well, I guess it's a graphic novel technically. Very, 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 very good. I always heard about it and always people say it was like the best one ever and this and that, but I was always just like, eh. And then I finally read it and I was like, okay, this is actually really good. So
I
recommend reading it.
Have you watched the movie?
I did when it came out. I don't remember a ton, although as I'm reading, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that in the movie. Oh yeah, I remember that movie. But I didn't like remember. I'm probably gonna watch it again. Maybe this week, we'll see. But
that's a lot. You're not gonna watch it. You have too much shit to do.
Oh, true.
Yep.
I got Ultimate Team to play. It's up till 2 a.m. with that shit last night. Anyways,
hashtag same person.
Yeah, it's a very good. If you're looking for something that's kind of just its own, it's a really good thing to read. If you have never read it and you want to get into comics, or you're in the comics and never read it, especially with all the Rebirth stuff, because in November is Doomsday Clock, which is all about that with Superman and Dr. Manhattan and all that fun stuff. So it all kind of it's a good thing to read if you're going to get in the Rebirth and you haven't already.
Gotcha. Brandon?
So I'm recommending Defenders, the new Netflix series about Luke Cage.
No spoilers.
Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. It's not necessarily the best series out of all the four just yet. There's still some flaws here and there, especially with Iron Fist, but overall, it's definitely a fun watch. And I really like the little teaser at the end of the last episode.
Now I know there's a teaser.
God damn it, Brandon. Fuck.
All the more reason to watch it.
Wait, you gonna watch it, Steven?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I don't know. I haven't had time recently.
I need to, that's the same thing.
Why didn't you just watch it yesterday?
Motherfucker, because we were playing N64 on my deck.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And we watched
for the
Scott
TV
Pilgrim.
that thing.
Yeah, well, we did watch Scott Pilgrim outside
One of the
too.
greatest comic book movies ever.
I forgot how much I really like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Brandon, your musical segment of the week. Brandon's musical segment of the week.
Yeah, it's Brandon's musical segment of the
Thank
week.
you for that.
Man.
So
Good God.
the artist or band I am recommending this week is called Nothing Nowhere. They don't have or I guess it's actually just one person. He doesn't have a ton of music just yet. He has like one EP and then a bunch of like singles he's like kind of released throughout 2017. It's kind of it's similar to like a mix between like acoustic guitar / various mixed like guitars and hip hop. So it's more on like the slow chill side. It's definitely something you'd want to listen to if you're just like drained and like just kind of trying to relax. Yeah. So, but yeah, I definitely do recommend giving them a try.
Nothing Nowhere. That sounds like a group that Aria would like.
God damn it.
All right, so Nothing Nowhere. Check them out. I assume obviously Apple Music is where you heard them. I'm not sure if it's on Spotify.
It's on
Heard 'em
Spotify. Kieran.
nowhere.
It is on Spotify. Maybe Brandon should
Yes,
have
it
added
is. 'Cause I already have one of their songs on my playlist.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe you should add it to your playlist.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, the song "Clarity and Kerosene" is the song I have on my playlist.
Take a listen. It's on Spotify. All
I
right.
looked at the note. I just saw Brandon's musical recommendation, nothing, and I was like, "Wait, what?" I recommend nothing musical this week.
You ain't getting shit.
You right?
Nothing. You wait.
All right. So we'll end out our DC episode with the best hero in DC Comics and the best villain in DC Comics. And we'll start with Tony. Tony, start with
I was
Tony.
gonna say, let's not be stupid here. We all can probably just say that. Let's not be dumb here. We all can probably just say the name together at this point.
Fuck that.
Right?
All right. 1, 2, 3. Scooby-Doo.
Batman. What?
Tony ain't shit.
What?
Blacktop.
Blacktop.
Best DC villain. That's not even. He's like an anti-hero.
Well, we all know who mine is. Batman. So greatest superhero of all time, ever. Almost as good as Blacktop, but hey.
Yeah, Blacktop. He goes out there breaking ankles.
Right?
Yeah, Blacktop is.
How many
Batman's
ankles has
hero.
Batman broke?
Did you see Batman balling? Is there a video of Batman playing basketball? That'd be hilarious.
I'm
There's
sure
one of
there's
Spider-Man.
somewhere.
Yeah. There is one of Spider-Man. That one's pretty funny. All right. So we know that Tony's best hero is Batman. Justin, who do you think the best hero is?
I like Flash the most. Batman's a close second. I like Flash. I just think it's a good mix of.
Holy shit. Sorry. I forgot a series. I forgot a series that I follow who is my best hero.
No.
So yeah, but I would say the Flash. It's kind of like it reminds me kind of almost like Spider-Man in Marvel, where it's kind of like a mix of like lightheartedness and kind of like silliness, and then also when it's an action scene, it's good. So like, and I didn't actually when I wrote that best hero, I was like, what's the parameters of best hero? Like, who would win in a fight? Who's your favorite? Like, kind of like the one I like.
You wrote it.
I know. I did. I realized last night when I was taking the dog poopy at 2 a.m, I should have probably specified. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Flash because he's good. He's real good. He's real good.
Brandon.
Hey, Justin.
Oh, Tony's got. No, what do you got, Tony?
I had an awful joke. I said, Justin, if I was a Flash villain, you know what my name would be? The Ash.
God damn it.
Does anyone remember how to drop someone from the hangout? I can't
Go
remember.
upstairs and put some lotion on.
Yo,
That's all the Flash
relax,
me.
Buffalo Bob. Damn. And goes upstairs and puts the
Buffalo
lotion
Bill?
on the skin. Nah,
Buffalo Bill?
No, Buffalo
Buffalo Bob.
Buffalo Bill puts him in a hole. Buffalo Bob makes him go upstairs. All right,
The Buffalo
Brandon.
Brothers.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and say same person with Justin. I mean, like I'm pretty sure it's all pretty well known that my favorite Marvel character is Spider-Man, and because I generally love the lightheartedness, the kind of action that comes with that, and the just the humor. Yeah. So and I feel like Justin said, that's kind of similar to what you get with the Flash. On a secondary note, I think that is somewhat you get with what you get with Nightwing as well, but I'm gonna stick with Flash.
All right. Yeah. So the one that I forgot that I do follow is Green Arrow, and that will actually be. I'm gonna change it from best to favorite. Is just to stay away from Batman. Is Green Arrow. I like his.
Well, it's kind of what we did. If you think about it.
I like his character more in the comics than I do. Like it's obviously started out with the TV show Arrow, but I like his character in the comics better than I do the one in the TV show. I think I don't know. I just like him better. So
Yeah, TV show is basically just
It's just an angry person. Yeah, exactly.
It's
So-
Batman.
Yeah, it's Batman.
Right, it's Batman with a fucking bow and arrow. So,
Yeah.
All right. I don't even, Tony. Do we even need to ask you who the best villain is?
Well, here's the thing. If we're doing,
Here we go.
I have three. I'm gonna pull a Justin and not follow the rules. I have three. I have three categories.
All right.
Okay, my favorite is Penguin. The Penguin is my favorite villain.
Okay.
The best villain is the Joker. Yes, the best villain is the Joker. The most badass villain is Darkseid. Those are the three.
Okay.
Who can shoot fucking laser beams from the eyes and then have it follow you? Man, I hope Darkseid never. Man, you better hope Darkseid never looks at your booty, checks your booty out. God damn.
Guys, I go to that booty verse.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Booty burn.
Instead of his eyes, it comes out of his booty, his butt cheeks. The butt cheek beam.
Booty butt cheeks.
The Omega booty. The Omega booty.
Good God. All right, Justin.
I like Joker. Joker. Yeah, no, just joke. Every time Joker shows up in like the Batman things I've been reading, it's always like this is a good story every single time. So I gotta go with Joker. Is the best.
Tony.
Also,
Is it
another.
You got another one? You breaking the rules too?
I'm gonna break every rule. My favorite Marvel villain. Just start talking about Marvel now. No,
He's the breaker of rules.
like, thing is, though, I haven't like read enough, so I'll just stick with Joker. I won't do two.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Riddler in Zero Year. That was cool, but he was a cool villain in Zero Year. But I haven't really read enough to really. I'm excited for Warren Jokinson riddles because it's Joker and Riddler.
All right, Tony. Who's your best
Brandon.
villain? Brandon. Who's your best villain?
I mean, I can go again.
I got three more.
I guess I mean I gotta go with Joker. I mean, every time he's in every time he's mentioned, it's like there's panic involved. You know, he's always fucking shit up. I would say maybe Lex Luthor, just because I feel like his character always feels like he's doing the right thing, like to the point where sometimes even like the public thinks so too. So I feel like that's that can make a pretty good. Like, I mean, he was a friggin' Superman recently in the Justice League, basically. So, so I think he can be a pretty good villain too.
Yeah, I will have to say Joker is probably the best. But I like I don't know, Harley Quinn. She's probably my favorite overall character. Is Harley Quinn, but
She's more of a anti.
right. That's She's
Hero.
not really like a villain, but
Yeah.
Justin, did you look like you had something to say? You were excited. I don't really know what that face was.
Everything.
Oh, true.
Another person in the comics, I guess, is not really a villain anymore, but kind of is Deathstroke. The little bit I've seen of him is pretty cool so far. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know much about him, but that'll probably be another series that I read on Hoopla because both.
I liked Deathstroke in the Arrow TV series. I thought he was pretty cool.
Oh, true.
But obviously, we're talking about comics. So, anyway, I think that does it. Anybody got any last thoughts?
Don't think so.
I got one.
Who's your favorite blacktop villain? Mine is Flex Luthor.
God damn it, Tony.
End the call. End it.
Mine is the Joker.
The Joker.
The Croaker.
Jesus.
Or the broker. He's like an evil banker.
Broker. I'm broke. Give me all your money.
Nah, I was thinking Poison Sumac.
Poison Storyline.
Yeah. Poison Sumac.
Or the Colonel.
God damn it. That's his Jeremy.
Domino's Parmesan bread bites.
God,
Take all your money.
Killer bread bite.
Bread bite.
Good God.
God.
It was. I thought it was Mr. Chill.
Mr. Chill is definitely my favorite villain. You're right.
Blacktop, you have no chill.
Time for you to chill.
All right.
Christ.
Let's get out of here. Thanks for listening. If you are listening, thanks for watching on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Please review us. Let us know on social media because our social media person is terrible and doesn't actually post on our social media. Only his own Instagram. So go check
All
that
right,
out
you know
if
what?
you're
It's
curious.
a new week. It's a new week. Tomorrow, it's gonna be fire. It's gonna
Tony's
be fire.
definitely,
I'm gonna give that fire.
Right. Tony's literally just gonna. God damn it, Jerry. Tony is literally just gonna post 3 fire emojis on Twitter, and that's gonna be all he does all week.
It's coming. I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna put some fire emojis like it's coming.
Oh,
It's coming.
you better get that checked out.
Oh, ooh. I didn't even think of that. Damn.
All right. I think that's it. Have a nice one. Wonderful week.
All right.
Destiny 2 comes out in a week and a half. Don't expect
Yeah.
anything from us.
Wait, what comes out?
Don't expect anything from us.
On that note, we're taking a 2-month-long hiatus.
We will be taking another hiatus.
We'll
Did
see
you
you in
say
January.
Destiny 2?
What did you say, Tony?
Steven, did you say Destiny 2? I thought you said Injustice 2 for a second.
No,
Destiny
Destiny
2.
2.
D-Day is
so-
coming.
So
It's
it's gonna be a lot
fine.
of one-man podcasts in the next couple of months.
Oh, yeah, Sunday it's going to be.
Black
Two sock puppets.
Although, so while we're on this, next Sunday is my birthday, and we're going to lunch, and also is Justin's draft.
Yep, 3:30 that afternoon.
So if we're gonna do one, we have to do it super early.
Either that, or since we said we wanted to skip a week between DC and Marvel, we could do Jeopardy 3 on Saturday night if you're not doing anything.
We are.
I have a
Okay.
great. I have a
This is, all
great-
right. Well, here, how about this? Let's end this podcast.
Let's
We'll
end
do
this
our-
not meeting at the end
Hour
of this
free
one.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds good. All right, thanks to anybody for listening and watching. Have a great day.
See ya.
Blacktop.
Adios.